Order number 4, petitions.
Chairperson, Committee on Environment and Climate Change, to present the committee report in a response to a public petition presented on 30th September 2024 by the Speaker of the County Assembly on behalf of the residents of Chandulu, Ngumo Ward, regarding the distribution of the Chandulu borehole water to Dovoini Sumile Subward.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the public petition by residents of Chandulu, Ngumo Ward, regarding the distribution of Chandulu borehole water to Ndovoine Shumile subward was presented to the Assembly on 30th September 2024, and pursuant to Standing Order number 230, as read together with the Section 5, subsection 2, 3, and 4 of the Petition to the County Assembly's Procedure Act 2020, committed to the Committee on Environment and Climate Change. The Speaker, sir, in the petition, the petitioners allege that the Ward Climate Change Committee and the Lands, Urban Planning and Development, Environment and Climate Change had proposed a project under financing locally led climate action program, usually referred to as FLOCA, for distribution of Chandulu borehole water to Ndovoini in Ngumo Ward, whose yield of 8 meter cubed was not capable of providing adequate water to the proposed distribution area. The Speaker said the petitioner's prayer was that the Assembly intervenes to ensure that the Chandulu borehole be used only in providing water to the targeted population and not to Ndovoini areas proposed by the department. The committee considered the petition pursuant to Section 5, subsection 3 and 4 of the Petition to the County Assembly's Procedure Act 2020, and noted that the petitioners had resolved to allow for distribution of Chandulu borehole water to Ndovoini in a meeting held on 11th November 2024. In the presence of the area MCA, the ECM responsible for the environment, and the Chief Officer of Environment and Climate Change, the committee therefore recommended that the Chandulu borehole be distributed to the Ndovoini area as proposed. In this context, I would wish to acknowledge on behalf of the Speaker, the committee, and I thank the offices of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for facilitating the committee during the consideration of this report. I also thank the honorable members of the committee for participating in the entire period with zeal and for their commitment in discharging their mandate effectively. The Speaker, sir, pursuant to Section 5, subsection 4 of the Petition to County Assembly's Procedure Act 2020, as read together with the Standing Order number 230, subsection 2, I present this report to the Assembly for information and action on the recommendations therein. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Any member willing to make a contribution because the honorable member for Ngumo is absent? Honorable members, without a member willing to go, I now wish to direct that this petition be shared to the petitioners and also the CC in charge of water. CC in charge of lands and environment, and also the member for Ngumo should also be shared with the petition report. So members can. Next is Chairperson, Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and Special Programs, to present to the committee, to present the committee report in a response to a public petition presented on 4th August 2025 by the Speaker of the County Assembly seeking transparent criteria and meaningful youth inclusion in Makueni County on public participation and governance. Chair, devolution, or the Vice Chair?
Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 228 of the Makueni County Assembly, public petition was presented by the Honorable Speaker during the sitting of the County Assemblies held on Monday, 4th August 2025, seeking transparency, criteria, and meaningful youth inclusion in Makueni County on public participation and governance, and was committed to the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and Special Programs, which was expected to table a report within 60 days, pursuant to the Standing Order number 230, subsection 1 and 2 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders. Section 15, subsection 1 of the County Governments Act 2012 provides that a person has a right to petition a county assembly to consider any matter within its authority, including enacting, amending, or repealing any of its legislation. Section 88, subsection 1 and 2 of the County Governments Act 2012, revised 2020, provides that citizens have a right to petition the county government on any matter under the responsibility of the county government, and the citizen petitions shall be made in writing to the county government. Section 89 of the County Governments Act 2012, revised 2020, provides that the county government authorities, agencies, and agents have a duty to respond expeditiously to petitions and challenges from citizens. The Speaker, sir, the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and the County Governments Act 2012 provides clear mandates for the inclusion of youth in public participation, and Articles 10, subsection 2, A of the Constitution establishes public participation as a national value and a principle of governance requiring meaningful involvement of all citizens, including youth. Article 55, subsection C, mandates the state to take affirmative action to ensure youth access to opportunities for participation in governance and in decision-making. Mr. Speaker, sir, Section 87 of the County Governments Act 2012 requires counties to establish structures and mechanisms to facilitate public participation, including the marginalized groups such as youth. Section 91 of the County Governments Act 2012 mandates that counties develop communication frameworks to ensure the timely dissemination of information and access to participatory process. The Speaker, sir, Makueni County Government has made commendable efforts to engage diverse groups, including Makueni residents in diaspora, women groups, and other marginalized communities in public participation, as evidenced by initiatives such as the Makueni County Integrated Development Plan, CIDP 2023 to 2027, and the community-based programs. The citizens of Makueni residents, students, and the youth of Makueni County felt that the Makueni County government has not consistently facilitated youth-specific dialogues or accommodated the unique challenges faced by the young people, particularly students whose academic schedules limit their availability for public participation events. They also reiterated that the youth participation, particularly for students in schools, colleges, and universities, remain limited, and this undermines the county's commitment to inclusivity, governance, and the youth empowerment. Mr. Speaker, sir, the youth, particularly the students, felt that they are unable to contribute to critical county plans, such as the CIDPs, home budget processes, resulting in policies that may not reflect their needs or priorities, and this limited engagement opportunities, discouraging young people from participating in governance and undermining their civic duty, as well as long-term involvement in county government development. Therefore, the absence of youth-specific dialogue contrasts with the county's efforts to engage other groups violating the principle of equity under Article 10, subsection 2, Part B of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, sir, the petitioners prayed that the County Assembly of Makueni intervenes in the matter of staff establishment to ensure that, 1, Makueni County establishes a dedicated youth advisory board empowered and with authority to advise, guide, as well as regulate and oversee the active and the robust participation of youth in all facets of county governments. 2, Makueni County publishes a detailed policy or report outlining the criteria and mechanisms used to ensure youth inclusion in public participation as required by the Section 87 of the County Government Act 2012. 3, Makueni County establishes dedicated youth forums or dialogues to address youth-specific issues as per Article 55, subsection C of the Constitution. 4, Makueni County develops partnerships with the youth organization to ensure the timely dissemination of participation opportunities as mandated by the subsection by Section 91 of the County Governments Act 2012. 4 or 5, Makueni County establishes and commits to an annual youth dialogue, specifically focused on youth concerns and barriers to their participation, ensuring these critical discussions foster continuous improvement in youth engagement and collaboratively identify and implement solutions with the direct input from youth organizations, educational institutions, and the youth stakeholders. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee embarked on the consideration of the petition immediately after its committal by the firstly acknowledging receipt of the petition as presented in the County Assembly via a letter to the petitioners, Annex 1. The committee further wrote to the County Department of the Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and Special Programs, seeking a response to the issues raised by the petitioners, and the responses were received as annexed in Part 2, upon which this report was generated. Committee's findings or observations. The committee made the following observations: that there is a Makueni County Youth Policy 2020, which has never been reviewed and provides for establishment of youth structures, including the Youth Affairs Directorate, youth-led economic structures from the village to county levels, and the County Youth Development Steering Committee, domiciled under the department responsible for the youth affairs. 2, there is a Makueni County Civic Education and Public Participation Act 2025 that establishes public participation structures with the youth representation, which includes community development committees, urban area citizen forums, management committees, e-participation platforms, and thematic participation forums. Number 3, Makueni County government has not maintained structured collaborations with the youth-led organizations to strengthen their partnerships. Committee recommendations. The committee recommended that the department responsible for the gender and the youth affairs should implement and operationalize the Makueni County Youth Policy 2020 fully in order to empower and ensure robust participation of youth in all sectors of county governance, and give report to the House within 60 days after adoption of this report. Further, they should ensure timely or periodic review of the policy within the stipulated timelines. 2, the Department of Devolution, Public Participation, and the County Administration and the special programs should fully implement the Makueni County Civic Education and Public Participation Act 2025 to ensure youth representation as outlined in the Act and report back to the House within 60 days after adoption of this report. Number 3, the county government should develop partnerships with the youth-led organizations to ensure timely dissemination of participation opportunities as mandated by Section 91 of the County Governments Act 2012. I therefore acknowledge, Mr. Speaker, sir, your office and office of the clerk for the support accorded to the committee, and on behalf of the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and Special Programs, I hereby present this report to the County Assembly for consideration and adoption. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would wish to say that this petition was keenly looked in by the committee, and we realized that all structures are in place, only that there's been a bit of slow move in terms of execution and implementation. In this context, that's why we have recommended that there should be a robust program which actually now involves the issue of creating awareness and implementing the structures which are already in place. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any honorable member willing to make his remarks? Honorable members, I also wish to direct that this petition shared to the Committee on the CC in charge of devolution, and again the CC in charge of gender, youth, children, culture, and social services, and also all honorable members for action. Chairperson, once more, Chairperson, Committee on Devolution and Public Participation, to present the committee report on response to a public petition presented on 4th August 2025 by the Speaker of the County Assembly regarding the classification and regrading of 8 8 health workers from job group H to job group K. Chair.
Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 228 of the Makueni County Assembly, a public petition was presented by the Honorable Speaker during sitting of the County Assemblies held on Monday, 4th August 2025, regarding reclassification and the regrading of health workers from job group H to job group K, and was committed to the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and Special Programs to table a report within 60 days, pursuant to the Standing Orders number 230, subsection 1 and 2 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders. Section 15, Section 15, Part 1 of the County Governments Act 2012 provides that a person has a right to petition a county assembly to consider any matter within its authority, including enacting, amending, or repealing any of its legislation. Section 88, subsection 1 and 2 of the County Governments Act 2012 revised 2020 provides that citizens have a right to petition the county governments on any matter under the responsibility of the county governments, and the citizen petition shall be made in writing to the county government. Section 89 of the County Governments Act 2012 revised 2020 provides that the county government authorities, agencies, and agents have a duty to respond expeditiously to petitions and the challenges from citizens. Mr. Speaker, sir, the petition served under the Makueni County contracts until 2022 and were absorbed in the permanent register on 1st July 2022. The petitioners alleged that they should have been placed in job group K instead of job group H, thus violating their rights to fair labor practices and a fair remuneration as enshrined in the Article 41 of the Constitution of Kenya, which guarantees every worker the right to fair remuneration and reasonable working conditions. Mr. Speaker, sir, according to an advertisement published in 2019, the County Public Service Board advertised positions that require diploma holders on contractual terms. However, the applicants or petitioners alleged to be degree holders and were well aware of the requirements. They went ahead and submitted their applications for consideration. Mr. Speaker, sir, the petitioners cited that their careers have stagnated for over 7 years, with some of them serving for more than 10 years under contracts. This prolonged stagnation and undermined their right to fair labor practices and career progression. They felt that according to the nursing and the laboratory personnel schemes of service, these officers should bear the nursing officer and the laboratory officer titles respectively, in accordance with their qualifications, and not laboratory technologist or registered nurse. Mr. Speaker, sir, a task force was appointed by the county secretary to look into the conversation of the contracted staff to permanent at pensionable terms in April 2025, and recommended to the cabinet that the said officers be placed at Group K, job Group K, and that the same was adopted and forwarded to County Public Service Board, who declined to place officers at job Group K as per their recommendations, citing legal issues. Mr. Speaker, sir, the petitioners had prayed that the County Assembly of Makueni intervenes in the matter of reclassification and regrading of health workers from job Group H to job Group K to ensure that, 1, the petitioners' grievances investigated to determine the correct job group for their positions, ensure that their rights to fair labor practices and fair remunerations are upheld. 2, the petitioners' careers are not unfairly stagnated and that they receive the benefits and the recognition they deserve. 3, the petitioners are given the right titles and that their academic qualifications are respected as per the laid down laws and the regulations. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee embarked on the consideration of the petition immediately after its committal by the firstly acknowledging receipt of the petition as presented in the County Assembly as annexed in number 1. The committee further wrote to the County Department of Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and Special Programs, seeking a response to the issues raised by the petitioners, and the responses were received as annexed in this document, Part 2. The committee found the response by the County Department of Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and Special Programs unsatisfactory, and further sought for additional information via letter MCS/PPC and SP correspondence 2025-183 as annexed in Part 3 of this letter, or this response. The Department of Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, and Special Programs responded to the letter seeking additional information to the issues raised by the petitioners, and the responses were received as annexed in Part 4, upon which the report was generated. The committee findings. The committee made the following findings or observations: that the County Public Service Board placed an advert in 2019 on employment of the health workers on contractual basis for diploma holders, as annexed in Part 5 of this response. The terms of engagement were clear, and the years under contract served are not eligible for growth as guided by the Human Resource Policies and the Procedure Manual under Section C2, subsection 5. That is, where an officer has served on terms other than pensionable and subsequently appointed on a pensionable post, the terms of service may be translated to pensionable from the date the officer was placed on a pensionable post. The officer will, however, not be required to serve the probationary period in accordance with this regulation. 2, the petitioners were employed on contractual terms in 2019, as advised by the County Public Service Board, where they served under contractual terms until 2022, and were absorbed into permanent and pensionable terms under Job Group H on 1st July 2022. 3, the County Public Service Board, via letters dated 1st March 2023, reviewed engagement terms and adopted job groups of the petitioners as provided for in the schemes of service as annexed Part 3 of this response. After thorough interrogations of the shortlisted candidates as at 2019, as annexed Part 6. 3 of the petitioners, namely Raphael Mulinga Nyamai, Faith Mwende Mutiso, and Faith Mwende Nzola, were diploma holders. However, 5 of the other petitioners, namely Gregory Mweu Kitili, Brian Motune, Frederick Malumba, Rachel Mongeli, and Francisca Motie, were missing in the shortlist. A task force was appointed by the county secretary to look into the conversation of the contracted staff to permanent and pensionable terms in April 2025, and recommended to the cabinet that the said officers be placed to Job Group K, which was adopted and forwarded to the County Public Service Board. However, the County Public Service Board declined to place the officers at Job Group K as per their recommendation, citing legal issues. In conclusion, after thorough interrogations and examination of the responses from the petitioners and the County Department in charge of devolution, public participation, county administration, and special programs of the classification and regarding of health workers from Job Group H to Job Group K, the committee found out that 1, during reclassification and the regrading of the health workers, the County Public Service Board had recommended the petitions be advised to progress into these positions, and once they reach entering grade for degree holders, Job Group K, they be redesignated according to Section 3, subsection 6 of the Human Resource Policies and Procedure Manual for the County Public Service, which says redesignation with the continuous service will be allowed only for the technical candidates whose job specifications are similar from both graduate and non-graduate officers. 2, that several officers within the County Public Service Board hold higher qualifications than what had been advertised for, and implementing the petition's request would set a precedence for the many other serving officers who are also seeking replacement as per their qualifications. Hence, it will cause confusion. 3, the Council of Governors distanced itself from the implementation of the emerging career progression guidelines developed by the various candidates under the Ministry of Health in the national government and forwarded to the county government for implementation, citing huge financial implications on county governments whose budgets have not been increased in the equitable share of revenue as annexed part 6. Committee recommendations, Mr. Speaker, sir. The committee recommends that the House dismisses the petition regarding the reclassification and the regrading of health workers from job group H to job group K, and recommends that the County Public Service Board adhere strictly to the human resource policies and procedure manual for the County Public Service, for the County Public Service, the schemes of service and the career progression guidelines. In this context, Mr. Speaker, sir, I hereby wish to extend my special gratitude to the Office of the Speaker and the Office of the Clerk for the support accorded to the committee. And on behalf of the Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, County Administration, we send this report to the County Assembly for consideration and adoption. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
All honorable members, I direct that the report of the Committee on Devolution of the said matter, that petition, be conveyed to the petitioners, a copy to the County Public Service Board, the County Secretary, the County Executive Committee member for Health Services. Next petition. Chairperson Committee on Devolution. Chairperson Committee on Water. Chairperson Committee on Water, you indicated that you against the petitioners. This is Kwamukonza Dam in Tanglewood. Yes. That's why I'm saying you indicated that you engaged the petitioners and you would wish to get some more time to engage the stakeholders and visit. Fair enough. Well done. Matter deferred. How much time?
21 days because of the 2 weeks which are going to be away. And we have agreed with the suppliers to do the due diligence for 2 weeks.
No, when we resume?
Yes, when we resume.
So
From CASA. From CASA.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Chairperson Committee on Lands, response public petition, May 25. On behalf of residents of Makindu Ward regarding Makindu Lord Park, open air market. Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have not done the petition yet because, Mr. Speaker, we have actually yet to agree with the honorable member that he needs to bring over 200 petitioners to the assembly. So we actually talked to him, and we will visit the site because we are in agreement that we must visit the site to the petitioners on the site. So, Mr. Speaker, we need 7 days from now so that we can visit the site.
Chair, you have given a lot of explanation instead of indicating that you have no response and you are outside the timeline, which is not right. So 7 days will be sufficient?
Yeah, we have to visit the site, Mr. Speaker. The issue was the honorable member wants to bring the petitioners here. There are very many. So we are to
why the question is, no. Petitioners may as many as 1,000, but all you require is a representation of their petitioners.
That is where we are not able to agree with him.
Agree
because
with
he wants
who?
all of them brought here.
That is how you are getting it wrong. When the Chairperson Committee on Water, they were dealing with the matter of Tanke, they listened to the petitioners, and they listened to the MCA, and they listened to the Waziri, and they made an independent decision. The petitioners brought a petition here in this house. Invite the petitioners, not the MCA. Invite the petitioners and indicate the number that you're going to accommodate. Your committee room cannot accommodate more than 10 people. It's a representation. The youth of Makwene are more than 500,000, but every other time we are seeing not more than 10, 15, and they are representing them. So limit the number and invite them. If you have resources to visit, that's okay. If your committee has resources to visit, that's okay.
We have resources, we can visit.
So when will you make a visit?
Monday next week.
Monday when?
Monday next week we'll visit.
Not possible? We'll be playing soccer elsewhere. Have you forgotten?
Friday. You can do it on Friday.
There will be members' activities. And again,
Mr.
what
Speaker,
are you?
allow me to see if we can invite them this week on Wednesday.
Invite the petitioners and indicate the number that you can accommodate to represent the rest. They have their petition, you just want further information. Invite the MCA independently, not with the petitioners, and invite the respective ECMs. Hear them. If there will be a reason to visit the sites, then you can, so that you don't take a lot of time, in my view.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Chair Budget and Appropriation Committee to present report on public petition on behalf of residents of Kalawa Ward regarding unauthorized alteration of the financial year 2025-2026 budget. Chair Budget and Appropriation. And there's another one for Kadonsweni.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I don't have the report right now because we have not met the petitioners, both Kadonsweni, Kalawa, and there is another ward.
Why?
Which came a bit late. And
What
then
about for those that came earlier?
those ones we dispensed. There were about 3 of them or 4. That was Ngumo. There was another one. I think there were 3 or 4, but we dispensed. Also Kimakio Kalanzoni. There was another one. Yeah, Hamakindu. Yeah.
You have 3 pending.
Yeah, we have 3 pending. The
Timeline
ones
is
which
when?
came a bit late, when we had already started a supplementary budget and all that. So, Honorable Speaker, I think we have agreed that
The petition is long overdue, 20th of October.
Yes.
Yes. So don't say that the petitions came late. No.
We had
You have not prioritized.
all the same. We had
Now that you're going to prioritize, give us timeline reasonably.
okay. When we come back from CASA, then next Tuesday, we'll bring a report here because we want to meet them on a Monday.
On all of them.
Yes. We'll invite all of them to come, and then we dispense that matter on that Monday before we bring the report the following day.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Leader of the Majority Party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly. The quarterly reports and financial statements for the period ended 30th June 2025 for 17 hospitals, namely 1, Sultana Ahmud Subcount Level 4, Kisau Subcount Level 4, Boni Subcount Level 4 Hospital, Tawa Subcount Level 4 Hospital, Emali Subcount Level 4 Hospital, Makindu Subcount Level 4 Hospital, Makueni Referral Level 5 Hospital, Dongoni Subcount Level 4 Hospital, the Mutituandei Subcount Level 4 Hospital, the Mutiambua Subcount Level 4 Hospital, the Kibwezi Subcount Level 4 Hospital, the Mukuyoni Subcount Level 4 Hospital, the Kabu Subcount Level 4 Hospital, the Kilungu Subcount Level 4 Hospital, the Chambeke Subcount Level 4 Hospital, the Kalawa Subcount Level 4 Hospital, and finally, the Matiliku Subcount Level 4 Hospital. Honorable Speaker, I also beg to lay the following quarterly reports for water company, the Boni Water and Sanitation Company for the period ended 30th June 2025. Honorable Speaker, I beg also to lay the following paper, the Makueni County Fruit Development and Marketing Authority Quarterly Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2025, the Wote Municipality Quarterly Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2025, the Makueni County Sand Conservation and Utilization Authority Quarterly Report and Financial Statement for the period ended 30th June 2025, the Makueni County Empowerment Fund quarterly report and financial statement for the period ended 30th June 2025, the Makueni County Climate Change Fund quarterly report and financial statement for the period ended 30th June 2025, the Makueni County Receiver of Revenue Makueni County Revenue Fund quarterly report and financial statement for the period ended 30th June 2025, the Makueni County Emergency Fund financial statement for the quarter ended 30th September 2025, the Makueni County Executive Quarterly Report and financial statement for the quarter ended 30th September 2025, the Makueni County Car Loan and Mortgage Fund quarterly report and financial statement for the period ended 30th September 2025, the Emali Sultan Ahmud Municipality quarterly report and financial statement for the period ended 30th September 2025, the Makueni County Bursary Fund quarterly report and financial statement for the period ended 30th September 2025, the Kibwezi Makindu Water and Sanitation Company quarterly report and financial statement for the period ended 30th September 2025, the annual report from the office, the annual report for the Office of the County Attorney, the Makueni County Annual Climate Change Report for the financial year 2024-2025, the Makueni County Annual Consolidated Reports and financial statement for the financial year ended 30th June 2025, and finally, not the least, the Makueni County Financial Year 2025-2026 First Quarter Budget Implementation Report. I table.
Chairperson, the quarterly reports are committed to the Committee on Finance and Socioeconomic Planning to consider and report within 30 days. Now, Chairperson.
That is good business before the Committee on Finance.
Please speak up.
Mr.
Please,
Speaker, I'm saying,
we can't hear you.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I'm saying that is good business before the Committee on Finance, and we will dispense it. Honorable Speaker, the previous reports are still being worked on by the committee. You know, we have now 3 committee members, that is 3 committee clerks working on our reports. Actually, I just talked to the lead clerk, and he promised me that within 1 week they will be done. So we'll start now sitting and evaluating their work, and we'll be able to start tabling so that we can proceed. So, Honorable Speaker, don't worry, we will handle this within the 30 days. Thank you.
Chairperson, you know, I directed that you get 2 qualified accountants.
Yes, we have.
To peruse your financial statements. They are CPAK. They have done their work. Out of what they have done, it is too much for you to consider. The problem is not the secretariat. The problem is inability of the committee to consider a report which is written and it has a recommendation and to approve and to table.
Mr. Speaker, there is no inability happening. There's nothing like that, Mr. Speaker.
What I'm saying, there is chunk of work that has been processed by the accountants. That we handed, plus the lead clerk, there are 3.
Yes.
Now, transforming that paper from, because there is very little that you will do. An authority person who is qualified, Honorable Dennis, you know what I'm talking about. An accountant will tell you the financial statement is a problem here, ABCD. No. Now, what's remaining, it is not inquiry and investigation and inviting Waziri. No. Just like PAC, no. It is considering an adoption. Now, committee is not able to adopt what has been prepared and has been cooked and has been served. Now we are going to 100, even after we added more accountants.
Mr. Speaker, I wish through the liaison that the committee can be considered to sit outside the Assembly President. That will be possible for us to handle these reports. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to concentrate on the murmuring behind me, but Mr. Speaker, I'm addressing you. Sorry. Mr. Speaker, I'm saying You know, Mr. Speaker, let us be genuine. The Committee on Finance has a lot of work, especially the reports. And these reports, we cannot just rubber stamp reports, you know that. We can't that. Even if the clerk submits the reports to us for consideration, the committee members have to be given time to interrogate and ask questions here and there, and where they don't find clarification, they seek clarification, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, having 100 reports and allocated 1 hour in a week, it is not possible, Mr. Speaker. But as a committee, you know the work that we did when we were in Mombasa, we were able to handle 33 reports within 2 days. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I'm requesting through your office and the liaison that they consider this committee work so that we can also be... Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Just to expound, honorable members, and I will give you an opportunity. The chair has confirmed that while they were at Mombasa, in one sitting they considered 33. Do you know why? Because they afforded to sit for 1 hour. After the work had been done by certified accountants. So it was easy for them to deal with 33 reports. Now, the accountants have worked on the rest, but they have never found that 1 hour to consider that which has been processed. If you compare PAC with finance, PAC cannot make a decision determination unless they invite the Office of the Auditor General and the Executive Committee member, interrogate every issue, and peruse document paper by paper, including voucher. But even when PAC are so much to consider in one report, in fact, one report requires 2 or 3 days, has been able to dispense so much when Committee on Finance has the list to consider. In terms of what is required of them is to convene and sit and find document prepared on table for consideration with recommendations. For PAC, every member has to give his or her own recommendation. In their case, it's different. Now, the list is building up. Member for Elima.
Mr. Speaker, you know, it's good to accept when there's a problem, there's a problem. Because as long as financial departments or the foundations are shaken, the whole government is shaken. And instead of leaving this much work to our brother, I want to suggest how to help him so that we can get out of that kind of quagmire. And my suggestion is this. There are some financial reports which are for health. There are others for the Department of Water. Why don't we have the accountants sit down and then these specific committees help him to go through these particular reports, and then in a way we'll have actually reduced the package from him so that he can deal with the mainstream issues which come to, because I think we are having a challenge, and let us accept there's a challenge and there's a challenge. Yes.
Honorable Muthoka has given his opinion in resolving that matter. Don't bother correcting him. Give your idea and how it is better than is, so that we also save time. So let us not engage, let us not dissect his idea. Can we a point of information to inform the chair and how to resolve this matter, so that we don't spend time debating against each other. Honorable Moki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know sometimes you tend to confuse honorable members because there are those procedures of debating honorable Speaker. And when I say, Mr. Speaker, point of information, Mr. Speaker, I think you need to give me the way to give the information, Mr. Speaker.
So give the information, what I've said.
Yeah, then I proceed.
I have opened the floor for
Thank
members
you,
to
Mr.
give comments on the issue that I've raised.
Thank you,
So
Mr.
let us inform to that.
Mr. Speaker, I wanted to inform the honorable member for Elima that these reports are not for health. They are one report which comes from the Department of Finance, reporting on financial matters. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Number two, Mr. Speaker, and I'm saying this as experienced person in the committee, Mr. Speaker. During the second assembly, Mr. Speaker, I was a member of that committee. And Mr. Speaker, I tend to believe the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Mutie, are still members of that committee. And I cannot understand, Mr. Speaker, you see, the committee is not writing reports. The work of the committee is just to interrogate the reports and highlight on issues they think the minister has gone wrong or they are misreported, Mr. Speaker. So that's a very easy work, Mr. Speaker. Because when you compare the Committee of Public Investment, Mr. Speaker, and the Committee on Public Accounts, Mr. Speaker, they do a lot of reporting which involves so many things, Mr. Speaker. Calling the department, calling liaising the office of the Accountant General, and other business, Mr. Speaker, so that they can present a report. And Mr. Deputy Speaker, who is an economist, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, the ball is on the leader of government business, Mr. Speaker, and the committee on appointment, to see how they can assist this committee, Mr. Speaker. Giving them extra accountant, Mr. Speaker, will not help because you have conferred to this assembly after adding them several secretariat experts, Mr. Speaker, to help them come out of this business of being late in reporting, Mr. Speaker. They did only 33 within 1 hour in Mombasa, and they went back to slumber. Mr. Speaker, thirdly, Mr. Speaker, we depend on these reports. We are now embarking on annual development plan, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to the county official strategy paper, then on the budget cycle, Mr. Speaker. And without the reports from the Committee on Finance, or reporting, Mr. Speaker, and the Committee on budget implementation, Mr. Speaker, we get lost when dealing with the events that proceed to the budget, Mr. Speaker. So it's high time, Mr. Speaker, the Assembly finds a way of assisting the chair so that we can get timely reports, the way we get them from the executive, Mr. Speaker, so that this assembly can move forward from a point of information on how the executives are performing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the year ended 30th June. And I know there are reports of quarter reports lagging behind, Mr. Speaker, which we did not interrogate. Even when we are passing the budget, there were reports which are hanging, Mr. Speaker. We don't know, we are not aware of what was happening, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, Mr. Speaker, you can try to assist this committee in a manner that will help the committee to, and giving them additional accountants.
Honorable Maneno to make a response.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think I want to help my sister committee on finance. The whole issue here is not about the accountants or the number of accountants you have given to this committee. The issue here is about the attendance. And there is the time they gave us results when they were in Mombasa, and all of them were there. At least there was nobody who could leave that place to go and maybe attend burials and all that. Honorable Speaker, when these members are here, they are not able to deliver. So I just wish if you can take them to an island like Zanzibar, all of them, they will deliver. But if they continue to be sitting in Committee Room 1 so that they can discuss and bring a report here, there will be no attendance. The issue is not about the accountants. The accountants, even you cannot add them about another 5 of them, but they will not deliver. Also, Speaker, I don't know what you are going to do with the attendance, because even today they were to sit, but they have not sat to give us a report. So, Honorable Speaker, maybe we are giving them the wrong dosage while they are suffering from a different disease, which is about attendance, not about the number of the accountants, Honorable Speaker. So, if we don't address the issue of attendance,
Mr. Speaker, it means that we continue delaying the reports. Thank you.
Chairperson, was the committee scheduled to meet today? Turn on your microphone.
Mr. Speaker, let us be honest to each other. First of all, Mr. Speaker, the committee...
I want to clear the allegations by Honorable Dennis
Mr.
Musyoka
Speaker,
that
yes.
your committee was scheduled to meet today and you could not attend quorum.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we were. Of course, we always meet on Monday at 11. At 11, Mr. Speaker.
So did you meet?
We did not meet.
Thank you.
We did not meet. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So the member is in order.
Can I move?
I have only 2 more members to, but I think honorable members.
But Mr. Speaker, it is good.
Before I give chair to respond, I have Honorable Manzia and then leader of minority, a member from Muka. Those were the only microphones that were on.
Thank you, Mr.
Only microphones that are requested. Please don't request now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm a member of that committee. There was no communication that we were supposed to meet today. I came today in the assembly at around 9, and the clerk did not communicate to us as usual that we are supposed to meet. So it's not our fault. The chair also never communicated that we are supposed to meet. So if we were supposed to meet, as a member, I'm not aware. It was not communicated. So let's not give us mob justice.
Member from Muka, so that we don't debate. Personally, member for Kimagiwa Lanzoni, personally, I know that the committees that I attend house business, I don't even bother reading my messages. When the timetable was approved for time and venue and hours for meeting, I mean, unless you agree with the committee clerk to be reminding you, that is personal arrangement. But every committee has time to meet, so your excuse that your committee clerk not communicate to you is inadmissible. And that is even worsening. Member for Muka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, at first, I hadn't believed that you said 100 reports until you repeated again. For me to internalize that.
The chair is not objecting.
Yeah. I heard him confirm.
Yes.
That it's 100 until I had to internalize that. Honorable Speaker, see what is the span or the duration of time dating back 100 reports or financial statements, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's my firm belief that every organization that submits its financial statements is auditable. So that means the financial statements are in tandem with the PAC or PIAC reports, PIC reports that come to this assembly, Honorable Speaker. Now, Honorable Speaker, I think we don't need to help the committee or the chair because it is their business. It is their business. If, Honorable Speaker, as you say, as PAC, we can't date back such kind of reports, then the chair and the committee must interrogate themselves and ask themselves what is wrong with them. Honorable Speaker, as you mentioned 100 reports, the chair was smiling. And I reflected on myself severally, or quite a number of times as chair environment, I am away or I am absent, Honorable Speaker. Sometimes things get to be very hot in this assembly for the Committee of Environment. And I must confess, the Committee of Environment has some of the sharpest brains around here. But they will call me and tell me, and I quote, "Huko tumetandikwa sana. Chair, do something." Honorable Speaker, I wanted to tell the chair, it has never happened. I was in this assembly. There is a time we had a tradition of looking at the previous assembly that was there, the first assembly. It has never happened that such a committee asks such kind of reports. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, before even the chair, because there is a tendency, I don't say it's the manner with the committee, but there is a tendency that a committee, if it's not approved to sit outside, they will not consider their business. Honorable Speaker, I think, and for members, that should not be the spirit of service to the people of Makueni. We need at least to get serious with what we are doing, all of us. Anytime I am challenged in this assembly as Committee of Environment, Honorable Speaker, I take that as a personal responsibility. This assembly is as good as the Speaker. A committee will be as good as the chair, and this is just a brotherly advice, even to the chair, that the committee will be as good as the chair. It may have very good members, it may have very good accountants, but as a chair, it is good to put his house in order. Anytime I am challenged in this assembly, I will call my clerk. I'll call my members and they are here. I'll tell them we have a lot of business. We were challenged at the floor of the house. Members, we must do something. I have borrowed many times a leave from the Committee of Park, Honorable Speaker, that will keep us on challenging. And I will invite environment members. We'll be able to dispense a certain matter. And therefore, on a very personal level, because any other time I like doing what is right, I think Chair and Committee of Finance, you need to call yourself to a very small meeting. Because it's not a laughing matter. Neither should we take it as a joke or even as a simple task. But the committee, you need to interrogate yourselves and deliver to the people of Makueni. It is a report that is expected in this assembly. If we were to help, we will go with the suggestion brought by member for Ilima. But it is not possible because it's a responsibility given by the standing orders to the Finance Committee and the Finance Committee only. Finally, Mr. Speaker and honorable members, there is a procedure that is given by the standing orders if a committee doesn't perform. Because that committee should be dissolved then. That is natural. We don't need to be looking at how should we help this committee. It has equally able members. If it cannot be able to perform, then the standing orders should be able to take precedence and we move on, Honorable Speaker. But we may not hold the assembly at ransom because we want to help a committee, not at all, Honorable Speaker.
Well,
thank you.
Leader of the Minority Party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's very unfortunate that we are not able to tell when the Committee on Finance will deliver fully like other committees, because we cannot change the standing orders to fit their issues, because that is not the practice. This is a house of procedures. This is a house of presidencies. This is a house of rules, Honorable Speaker. And time and again, we've always been reminding the chair and his committee that they need to deliver. They have not been able to for a long time, Honorable Speaker. And it could be a big issue for me if you are not able to learn from your past experiences. Honorable Speaker, I remember some time when we were speaking on these matters, on how these reports have lagged behind, Honorable Speaker, the chair was on the defensive, that he is still learning on the job. Honorable Speaker, in 2017, we were elected 29 new members of this assembly. And we did not find somebody to transition us into understanding these issues. And we were able to run the assembly. We were able to bring these reports. In fact, I don't remember even a biannual report, Honorable Speaker, between 2017 and 2022, which was delayed by a session, Honorable Speaker. It has never happened. And we came 29 new faces. Most of us never in politics before, never in this public life before. But Honorable Chair has always been in defensive. I have always said you don't need to defend yourself. You need to work and work diligently. We took an oath and an affirmation here, Honorable Speaker, for most of us, that we will deliver without fear or favor. The chairman has always been standing here to tell us how he is not able to move. And now, I listened very keenly how he was sensationally asking the speaker to allow him to sit outside the precincts of the assembly, which has never happened, Honorable Speaker. We agreed, even my own committee on PIC, we interrogate. Them, they don't interrogate these accounting officers. They only receive the reports and then they interrogate them without their physical attendance, Honorable Speaker. This is very alarming, Honorable Speaker. If we do not act on this, I can tell you in the next few sessions, Honorable Speaker, we will not have this reporting happening, Honorable Speaker. You've seen even there is some new growth in terms of the number of entities to be sending their reports here, Honorable Speaker. So that means by the end of June 2026, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Chair will have 300 reports not being acted upon, Honorable Speaker. This is very unfortunate. So, Honorable Speaker, if it is possible, please, because you are the head of this institution, Honorable Speaker, and you have the tools, you have the powers, make sure this committee executes their mandate. You've heard it from him. They never attend their committee sittings. They never, at all. Not a single day they attend. And now they want to attend outside this assembly. Where are we going to get the resources? He came here to say they did that 3 reports within 2 days in Mombasa, while we were at Mombasa, Honorable Speaker. That tells you they only need 4 days to do 120 reports. 120 reports will be done in 4 days. The committee on PIC and also the committee on PAC, we normally sit in this assembly, even outside the normal sitting days. Outside Thursdays, outside Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Honorable Speaker. And we never ask for any reimbursement. No single reimbursement, because we are committed to these jobs. You see, Honorable Speaker, I want to remind members, sometimes you may think coming to this assembly to make quorum for others, Honorable Speaker, is a big deal for you. There is somebody who is watching us. If you don't come to this assembly and you don't have any genuine reason for not attending plenary or committee sittings, Honorable Speaker, there is no other opportunity God is going to provide to you. You will not be provided an opportunity by God, because God has given us these precious moments, Honorable Speaker. This is a position of privilege, Honorable Speaker. Members feel this is not a position of privilege. You can ask those who are in this assembly and left. Yeah? I'm a son of a reverend, yes. I would not deny that. But I want to remind them, Honorable Speaker, these positions we've been given by God through the people of Kenya, Honorable Speaker. We need to guard them. In fact, I want to, you know, sometimes people think it is just fine to come and then you leave. Sometimes it is fine, you are around water and you cannot join these plenary sittings. Sometimes you feel you are in your ward and you don't need to spend some fuel to come to this assembly, Honorable Speaker. I can tell you, there is somebody who is watching, and you will not get that position of influence in future. So, please, members, be encouraged, feel challenged, Honorable Speaker, so that we can help the people of Makueni. If, for example, I have been here, Honorable Speaker, I don't want to take a lot of time, but it was very important. Honorable Speaker, we are prosecuting a matter on appointment, for example, and we move all over the place. Honorable Speaker, and I can remember you came here the first person in the assembly at 9, and we have not been able to finish or to complete the report on appointments, Honorable Speaker. And everybody is sacrificing. I have not gone for lunch, Honorable Speaker. I did not take my breakfast because I have been employed by people of Kikumbulu, and to that extension, the people of Makueni, to prosecute for them, Honorable Speaker. I have not been able to take lunch, I have not been able to take my breakfast, and I'm running to make sure that these reports come in good time, Honorable Speaker. This is the same commitment which we expect from other members. I will not be following up members, and especially the minority side, Honorable Speaker, here, to force them to come to this assembly, to go to the committee sittings, but there is somebody who is watching you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I want to challenge my brother, the Honorable Chair for Finance. Let him have the last resort. The buck stops at somewhere. The buck stops with the chair. I have seen, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Chair for Health was here in the morning. He came all the way from Kikumbulu to come and receive the delegation from elsewhere because they are prosecuting matters to do with health.
Well done.
The Honorable Chair is not willing to do that. He's blaming other people. We should not blame other people. You need to stand in the gap as the chair of that committee. We've seen also the committee on committee implementation. The person in charge of the committee of implementation, Honorable Speaker, is not able to give us a single report since 2022, Honorable Speaker. This is not acceptable at all. And we want to challenge each other. And if we do the right thing, even the God himself will have a favor on us. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Diaz. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was getting a bit agitated by the Honorable Member for Kikumbulu South.
he was trying to preach to us to take water, and he's taking wine. He's one of the members we sit in ABC, and he has been failing us terribly. I'm worried how he can castigate the honorable chair. And I strongly believe I'm a member of finance and socioeconomic planning. And we also made a request to you, Speaker, that we have a challenge on absenteeism. We rarely get quorum. That is true, and it's common knowledge. But we made also a recommendation at some point that we need to reconstitute that committee. Yes. Because the far now we are moving, we might not even deliver the reports we have. But take note of that. The members who are also our committee members don't take the business of the entire assembly, not the committee on finance only. Even the other committees, we have a problem. Several committees have come to me requesting for some replacement of members, but we need to move forward. We don't need to blame each other, but we need to understand, as Honorable Kalunda was saying, everybody has a mandate. You drive from home, you come to work, or you don't come to work, but we need to appreciate by the end of the day, as he said, God is watching, not somebody, but God is watching. So we need to appreciate that the chair finance and the committee is failing us, being a member of that committee. But going forward, we need to take more serious action on members who don't attend committee sittings. Even the plenary, we know, in the last assembly as stated, we never failed to have a quorum. But this time, it's an order of the day. Like even today, we are to miss a quorum. And I remember some members telling me, we will not have quorum. But by God's grace, we are here. So members, please, not only Committee on Finance, every other committee, let's be more serious so that we move forward in a very organized manner. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair Finance.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. I've heard.
Hold on, Chair. 4 more members are requesting. It's 4 p.m. When I requested to speak, I had picked the members who had requested from this gadget. Now, Honorable Kavai, Honorable Kitunga, Honorable Mbalu, you have dropped. Yes, please let us make progress. Honorable Kalunda again requesting, no. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to clarify. I want to clarify on a few issues. First of all, Mr. Speaker, you know that the business that were coming to Finance Committee in the last assembly are different from the business that is coming to the Finance Committee this assembly. The additional entities, so many of them, more than 20. And therefore, this is increasing the departmental finance reports, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, even while seated there, you know that very well, that a 1 hour, if the committee can do much, it's just to look at one report. And a report that is thoroughly, and a report
where is that one? Where is that one report for 1 hour?
Mr. Speaker,
there isn't, Honorable Chair.
Mr. Speaker, Finance Committee has a lot of business in the order paper.
Like which one?
Today we have there is a business in the order paper, Mr. Speaker. And we have so many reports that the motion are yet to...
Business in the order paper was considered and adopted by the committee before we went for recess.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
So what did you do with the 1 hour that you are given for at least one report?
Mr. Speaker, I want to be honest. Mr. Speaker, I want to be honest. Please don't confuse me, but I want to be honest. Mr. Speaker, if you want to see the committee performance, the Finance Committee file, the minutes, attendance list is free for anybody to look and scrutinize, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I'm saying, yes, Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that the committee report, even Mr. Speaker, while seated there, you can request for that file. And you see the members who come to the committee and who does not come to the committee.
So those who come, where is the output?
Mr. Speaker, we have not dispensed any business or any significant business when we meet. So when we meet, it's only today that we did not meet. But Mr. Speaker, the Committee on Finance has really improved. Let me just speak the truth. On attendance, Mr. Speaker, I'm the chair and I'm talking out of knowledge. As the chair, Mr. Speaker, for almost 6 months, we have never had any issue with the quorum. It is only that, Mr. Speaker, the business before this committee it is too much, Mr. Speaker, with the time given for the committee.
Order.
Mr. Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable Kalunda. Honorable Chair for Finance, please don't trivialize this matter. It is not within your privilege to decide whether to work for the county government of Makueni or not. It's a constitutional responsibility with your committee and is a requirement. It is not a favor. Citizens of Makueni, they know that every other time a committee sits, it's facilitated to do so. It's a pity we have over 100 reports. The committee has time to meet, and it has not done so. Two, Committee on Public Accounts, they have not requested at any given time to sit outside this county assembly to do report writing. They find their time outside the ordinary sitting hours to do that job, and they never lack quorum, and they will sit in that 1 hour in this assembly, and they will process business. We can't discuss 100. However much you defend yourself with your committee is unacceptable. And so I'll give you an opportunity. So, yes, please.
Kindly, Mr. Speaker, through the Committee on House Business, please allocate us business and let us talk on a business that has not been tabled or a motion that has not been moved by the Finance Committee when it is in the order paper, Mr. Speaker. Please, because
Sorry, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Sometimes we may be hard.
No, you have to be very brief.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for reminding me. Honorable Speaker, sometimes we may be very hard on the Honorable Member for Kabonzweni, but he seems not to be aware of how this assembly operates, Honorable Speaker. I don't know whether we would recommend we get some refresher courses on how to run this assembly, because I'm surprised such a senior member, a whip, and also the chair for finance is saying the assembly should be allocating business, then we communicate to him. That is the business we have been doing. That's why you can hear the speaker is talking of 100, the reports which are unresponded to, Honorable Speaker, because the Assembly Business Committee has already allocated that. Honorable Speaker, this is very funny, and I don't want to hear. In fact, sometimes the Honorable Chair is exposing himself. Well, I have said we may be very hard on him. Maybe we shouldn't be. We should explain to this young man how this assembly operates. But this is the third year running. In fact, we are heading to the fourth year. And he seems not to be aware of the operations of this assembly. Even the people who watch us through Facebook and other media platforms, Honorable Speaker, seem to know more about the assembly business than this Honorable Chair for Finance. We need to take it very seriously, Honorable Speaker, because this Chair for Finance seems to be joyriding in this assembly. He seems not to be aware of what is happening. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, is the minority leader in order to call a member, this young man?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. This is in order for me because I didn't demean his stature as an honorable member. I am also very conversant with Westminster Parliament. The Honorable Speaker calls, even the Prime Minister calls young members of Parliament in Commons, Honorable Speaker, as young men, Honorable Speaker. It is not a big problem for me because I just meant his age, which I'm also a young man. I'm also a young man.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Member for Kabonzweni, do you have a problem with that description? Member for Kabonzweni, do you have a problem with that description as a young man? I'm asking you, we are on a point of order that has been. I'm asking, there's a point of order that a member has referred you as a young man. Now, according to him, he has no problem, it's okay. Do you have a problem with that? Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not young. I'm not young, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Kalunda.
No. The member is not comfortable with that.
That's fine.
Are you in order?
If he is uncomfortable, I will withdraw. But anybody else can call me a young man. I am very proud of my age, Honorable Speaker. I don't refuse. I am a young man who is elected.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I have no problem with that, Honorable Speaker. The Constitution of Kenya defines what a young man.
Now, honorable members, we need to make progress. Honorable Chair, how would you ask House Business to allocate you business when papers have been laid? Today, there are how many? Today, there are how many? There are 10. Today there are 34. The papers were presented last week. House Business processed and gave you 34 now. And you're asking us to allocate you more business. And you're asking us to place you reports that are not concluded in the order paper. So, and you have confirmed that you have not considered the reports. So how do we put you in the order paper to present reports that you have confirmed that they are not ready? So where does House Business come in?
Mr. Speaker, just I seek your guidance. Thank you.
Honorable members, we are not able to get a breakthrough on the business before the Committee on Finance. It's alarming, it's so much. We are in a different quarter, we are heading to another quarter, and it is illegal of us to consider quarterly reports of another financial year when you have quarterly reports for a current year, or a quarter, and then we are almost 5 quarters after that, or whichever the number. In the circumstances, I direct this matter to the Liaison Committee to inquire into it and advise Assembly on how these reports can be processed in a timely manner as required by us by the standing orders. Find out what is affecting the committee, the challenges, and how this workload can be presented, including presenting Chair Liaison a work plan. When I look at the minutes of Liaison Committee, I know where the committee will be on Thursday and Friday, the next 1 month, the next 2 months. It's a little bit methodical and organized. It's an automated system. I don't have to be involved, and the reports are going to be presented. So, Chair, I endeavor to do so, and you give us a report within the next 17 days. 7 days, so to speak. Chairperson. Are there other papers? Chairperson, Committee on Appointments. Before then, the annual report of the Office of the County Attendant stands committed to Committee on Devolution and Public Participation to consider within 21 days. Chairperson, Committee on Appointments, followed by Chairperson, Committee on Implementation.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I request that we may table this report tomorrow morning together with the notice of motion. Thank you.
Chairperson, Committee on Implementation. To table committee's report on the status of implementation of County Assembly resolution for the 3rd Assembly for all departments. Chairperson. Vice Chair. Who is the Vice Chair? No single member from Committee on Implementation? Clerk, do we have the paper? Do we have the paper, Clerk? Chairperson, Committee on Powers and Privileges, RFL Progress Report.
Honorable, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly. The half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Powers and Privileges for the period January to June 2025.
Chairperson, Committee on Selection, Annual Progress Report. Chairperson, Chairperson, Committee on Implementation.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly. That the report of the Committee on Implementation on the status of implementation of County Assembly resolutions of the Third Assembly, that the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Implementation for the period January to June 2025. I lay.
Chairperson, Committee on Selection.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. We have the report, but it has not been adopted.
When?
So we request to present it tomorrow in the afternoon.
Do so. Chairperson, Committee on Communication and Broadcasting, Annual Progress Report.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly. The half-yearly progress report on the Committee on Communication Broadcasting for the period January to June 2025.
Chairperson, Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning, Annual Progress Report. Half-yearly Progress Report, Chairperson, Committee on Finance. Chairperson, Committee on Implementation, Annual Progress Report. Chairperson, Committee on Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I request you give us tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, we considered this report. But it is like it has not reached the table office, Mr. Speaker.
You know, when I called, and the House Business has already slotted you, but the paper is not there. When I called Finance, everyone was smiling, and they were sure there would be nothing.
The report is ready, Mr. Speaker. we can do it tomorrow, Mr. Speaker.
Fair enough. Chairperson, Committee on Implementation. Annual Progress Report.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly. The half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Implementation for the period January to June 2025. I lay.
Chairperson, House Business Committee. Followed by Chairperson, Committee on Water, Irrigation, on Committee's report regarding tariffs of Kiboasco. The Chairperson, Committee on General Oversight, the report regarding implementation of various agricultural projects in the county. House Business.
Honorable Speaker, due to some circumstances, we wish to request to lay this report within 7 days. Thank you.
7 days?
7 days, Speaker.
No, on this week on Wednesday. To whoever much is given, much is expected.
It's possible.
Fair enough.
So Wednesday in the afternoon.
Chairperson, Committee on Water, on Kiboasco tariffs. Chairperson, Committee on General Oversight, on various agriculture projects, or Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, whichever. Chairperson, Special Interest, on oversight on elderly persons. Which is that? Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly, that the report of the Committee on Special Interests on the oversight on support to the elderly persons in the county, conducted on 4th and 5th September 2025. I lay.
Chairperson Committee on Gender, a report on the statement regarding the rise in cases of drug abuse among the youth in the county.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we pray for extension that we laid on Wednesday at 2:30. We received a response today from the ACM that
Fair enough. Wednesday.
we were busy today with petitioners. Thank you.
Chairperson Committee on Budget and Appropriation. On that one, I don't expect anything. Chairperson Committee on Budget and Appropriation, you have 3 papers to lay. Is there any which is ready? The committee report of the financial year, annual progress report. There's the budget implementation review report for financial year 2024-2025. And there is field monitoring of the budget implementation by the county. Clerk, the papers there. Don't ask for that which doesn't exist. No miracle. So, do you have the paper? Take the microphone. You know, this is another financial related committee.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I'm saying that those reports would have, the motion should have been moved some time back. You have to go and pick the reports. I think I have the reports from the office.
We want papers to be laid. If the clerk doesn't have that paper, it means the paper has not departed from the committee
Yes.
to the office of the clerk. So it's still with you.
Okay. Honourable Speaker, I think I don't have.
Are the 3 papers ready?
I don't have.
So they are not ready?
Yes. If
They have not been adopted by the committee?
We will adopt tomorrow. We sit
Oh, you
on
didn't
Tuesday.
get quorum?
No, we sit on Tuesdays. Tomorrow we'll adopt.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
Next order. Kibasco, proceed. What a committee, you are doing
Yes.
very well.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, the statement regarding the water tariffs hike by
You're laying a
Masco.
paper. Chairperson, you're laying a paper?
Oh, yes. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly, the report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, the statement regarding the water tariffs hike by Kimasco. I lay.
Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture. It should be which committee? Yes, and if it goes on general oversight, the respective committee now takes up the matter. The general oversight comes in to help committees that do not have ability to deal with the matter. Then after they work for them, they give them the outcome. It is not a good thing for your business as a committee to go to general oversight. It means that we will. I don't know whether we will take the financial reports to general oversight to assist them. Can you work on that, clerk, and submit? Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Honorable members, I direct that we defer that order to tomorrow. Why is it? Committee on Appointments, Chairperson Committee on Implementation, Chairperson Committee Powers and Privileges, Committee on Selection, Communication, Committee on Finance, or Chairpersons who've laid paper, you are scheduled to give notices of motion tomorrow at 9:30. Please endeavor to do so. I direct we proceed to the next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Member for Ilima to request for a statement from Chairperson of the Committee on Education on internship regarding unpaid terminal dues of retired ECD teachers.
Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to the provisions of Articles of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 39, subsection 2 of the County Governments Act 2012, revised 2020, the Standing Order number 50 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson Committee on ICT, Education and Internship regarding the unpaid terminal dues of retired ECD teachers. Mr. Speaker, sir, since the advent of devolution, the county government of Makueni has employed ECD teachers to serve in ECD centers across the county. These employments have, as expected, generated substantial number of retirees. Mr. Speaker, sir, since 2018, many ECD teachers have retired and have been expecting payment of their terminal dues. But this has not happened. This has caused financial distress and is denial of the retirees' rights. Mr. Speaker, sir, the chairperson should therefore clarify on the following. Whether the retired ECD teachers were entitled to retirement benefits. If yes, state the type of retirement benefits entitled to them, and if no, state the reasons why. C, whether the department is aware of these retired ECD teachers who have not been paid their retirement benefits. If yes, provide a list of such retired teachers clearly showing the time of retirement and the total amount accrued to each teacher across the county. E, whether the retired teachers signed the final discharge form to enable the processing of their final dues, as was stated in their offer of employment as ECD teachers. If no, state why the retired teachers did not sign the discharge forms and when the forms will be made available to them to sign. G, why the teachers have not been paid their terminal dues and when the teachers will be paid their terminal dues for them to retire in peace. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is an issue which is actually highly jubilating to some of the families. I, as the member of Ilima Ward, we have quite a number of ECD teachers, and I believe across all the 30 wards, we have so many ECD teachers who do not have a formula of coming to demand for their retired benefits. In this context, some of them are dying quietly at home. Others are actually facing challenges of health, and others are also not able to meet their cost of living. Yet, the government of Makueni is holding their money. In this context, I would wish, the Speaker, to request that the chair acts on this matter as a matter of emergency so that we can get a solution to this.
Chairperson of Education.
Honorable Speaker, sir, we are aware about that. And when the honorable member brought it a statement, we learned that he has written it there requested for that statement. And this afternoon, our clerk brought to the ECM. So within 14 days, shall give a concrete report, Mr. Speaker.
Agreed. Endeavor to do so. Chairperson Committee on Others to give a response to a statement number 25 as requested by member from Mlale Mali regarding delayed completion of staff quarters in Mwanyani, Mlale Ward. Honorable Chair, member from Mlale Mali communicated to the Speaker this morning and he excused himself to attend to matters related to his work. And therefore, with that permission, we would defer this statement. luckily, this is a member who, when not in assembly, will make an effort to communicate and give reasons and state the statement that which is coming on his side. Fair enough. Fair enough. Chairperson, Committee on Infrastructure, Transport and Housing to respond to statement number 27 as requested by member for Water and Sewer regarding implementation of water affordable housing.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give a response to the statement regarding the implementation of water affordable housing in Waterzio Ward as was requested by Honorable Felix Mateso on 26th August 2025. The Honorable Member requested clarification of the following. Allow me, Mr. Speaker, to go question and answer. The number of housing units being put up in the project. There are 765 number of housing units and 65 number of commercial units under construction in the project. These include 3 blocks type B of affordable and market units, 5 blocks type C, social and affordable units, shopping center, clubhouse, community hall, kindergarten, garden receptacle, garbage receptacle, that is, gatehouse, associated amenities and infrastructure. Question 2, whether the project has a provision for water and sewer line system in its bills of quantities. The response is there is a provision sum set aside in the bills of quantities for sewer treatment plant, specifically for the project. There is also a provision sum set aside in the BOQ for borehole drilling. 1 borehole has been sunk, and there is also a discussion on sinking of 2 more boreholes awaiting approval. Mr. Speaker, the committee visited the affordable housing site and found out the following. 1, the number of housing units was as listed above. There was already a sunk borehole. Wastewater was freely moving out without pumping. Number 3, there was a provision for sewerage treatment plant in the bills of quantities, but its construction had not started. Mr. Speaker, sir, in conclusion, the county government should collaborate with the national government to ensure that there is adequate water supply to Watertown and the affordable housing project, and also establish a sewer system in Watertown to prevent contamination of the Kaiti River by wastewater from the town. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Felix.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, having listened to this response, Mr. Speaker, I think there are issues that need clarification, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this PQ on the sewer, Mr. Speaker, there is nothing to show that the only mention that there is a design that is drawn, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, it's very important to see that kind of design that has been drawn, Mr. Speaker, because, Mr. Speaker, we know there is a design that was done for water, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, the affordable housing should make sure that the design they will do for the housing must match the sewer line for Watertown, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that is why we are requesting to see the design for the affordable housing, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, we have only 1 pole, which, Mr. Speaker, is not equipped, Mr. Speaker. And they're also saying that there's a plan to do others, Mr. Speaker. But when you check on their BQs, Mr. Speaker, I don't think there is anything to show that there are other two balls that are supposed to be done. And Mr. Speaker, is the water enough, Mr. Speaker? So, Mr. Speaker, those are the clarifications that we need to get from the chair. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So, Honorable Felix, you are satisfied? Honorable Felix, in fact, I thought you will have no questions on this housing project because leader said that all the issues that have been there have been answered by the President, His Excellency. So
that is how you treat things politically. But mine is not political. I'm working for my people, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, not so issues not sorted.
Yeah, issues were sorted politically there, Mr. Speaker. So we cannot assume that is substantial answers, Mr. Speaker, because everybody is aware on those promises by the President. So we cannot trust those promises, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, they are saying that there is a sewer.
Honorable. You can't trust promises by a president.
Mr. Speaker, I want to give you an example of the water stadium, Mr. Speaker. 10 years ago, the president was there and they promised to do it in 6 months, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it has not been done up to date. He came, promised another new stadium on top of that stadium. And I don't think, Mr. Speaker, that is achievable, Mr. Speaker. And that is why I have no trust with that, Mr. Speaker, with whatever the President gave, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want this statement to be answered, actually to be responded according to whatever it requested, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we didn't get a design for the sewer, as they are saying, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, this is a disaster in waiting, Mr. Speaker. Looking at those houses there, Mr. Speaker, suppose these houses are occupied, Mr. Speaker. The sewer, the design for the sewer for water, it is, they are supposed to connect that design with the sewer that is already provided. There's a design for water town. But, Mr. Speaker, when you talk to them, they do not understand even if, whether there is a design for the town, Mr. Speaker. That they are supposed to connect that their design with that design, Mr. Speaker. And they have not given, they are saying they have a design, they have not given any drawing to show that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on water, they have only done one ball, Mr. Speaker. That ball is not even equipped. And they are saying, again, in their BQs, they plan to do other 2 balls, Mr. Speaker. We have not seen the BQs, Mr. Speaker. So let us see BQs showing balls that are supposed to be done, and even the sewer line, Mr. Speaker, so that now we can get it right, Mr. Speaker. I think that is actually the clarification that we need, Mr. Speaker.
Leader of the majority party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I love the gusto with which the Honorable Member requests this statement. And Mr. Speaker, if you have looked very well and probably analyzed his statements, they are end-to-end targeted in that, of course, the wiper member for water is seriously looking for solutions. Honorable Speaker, we cannot burden the town of water beyond where we are now. We are unable even to provide for the people of water with water and sewerage. And Honorable Speaker, what the member is looking for, in simple terms, as an engineer, very simple terms, there is something we call per capita consumption, and there is something called per capita production, meaning If one person, for example, the estimate is about 60 liters per day per person. If one person who is supposed to occupy that house will consume 60 liters per day, 6 liters per day, one person. A family, for example, if they build if they build units of 2 bedroom, we estimate that's a family of about 6 people. So what will happen? How will these people get water, in simple terms? Then we are talking of how many units. Then we are talking of what is the final product of the usage of that water. We should be about 80% of the estimated water consumption. So in other words, the honorable member is asking, during the design of these houses, do we have a design for where the water for consumption will come from and where the water, the wastewater will be disposed? Doesn't want more burdens to come here, start struggling with budgets, so that we may start thinking of other units which have been constructed above what we have in water. So the member is thinking, why are you burdening us? Well, you can do it together with the units. They can have septic tanks, they can have a sewer line, and probably some ponds somewhere. They can do it in the process of the design. And probably with the same money. We are giving the government so much money to do these projects, Honorable Speaker. And it's unfortunate, instead of money being used from our taxes, which we also pay, is being used directly from our payslips to fund houses. So that money, which we are painfully giving to the government, should also fund every other component of that project, Honorable Speaker. And I think the honorable member should just stand by that, and the committee should go back to them and tell them this assembly can stop that project anytime if they don't provide for those things. Because we will not accept to be burdened by a project which we are painfully funding from our pockets. Painfully so. Thank you.
Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the concerns which have been raised are very valid. Mr. Speaker, we tried to interrogate together with the honorable member when we visited the site. It's true. The chairman admitted that they did not have the designs ready, and they were expecting to get the designs, but they did not commit any timelines when they get the sewer designs. Mr. Speaker, allow the committee to pursue that matter. And also the issue of sinking the new 2 boreholes that are in provision. Mr. Speaker, the committee did not commit or show any timeline on the same. So, Mr. Speaker, allow the committee to delve into that matter again and respond within 30 days. Of course, Mr. Speaker, we are going to demand those 2 items to be addressed within 30 days, and we table a report. Thank you.
Chairperson, endeavor to do so. Ensure you request that information, including indicating timelines within which that is going to be done. Please. Honorable Matters, what is it?
Mr. Speaker, I think we need to take this issue very serious, Mr. Speaker, because, Mr. Speaker, you know the houses that are now to the finishing stage, Mr. Speaker, that means that those houses can be occupied anytime because they're almost finishing. And they promise that they will finish the house within the shortest time possible. Now, looking at that, Mr. Speaker, knowing the situation actually in this town, Mr. Speaker, I actually realize that we might get a lot of problems, Mr. Speaker, because if they are finishing the houses, Mr. Speaker, we are supposed to see a sewer which is on construction, Mr. Speaker, but there's nothing, Mr. Speaker. So
now,
I don't think, and those people who are actually the technical team, nobody has an idea of when this sewer will be done. There's no design, there's nothing. Mr. Speaker, they are the technical people. Even the engineer, the main engineer, doesn't know where the design, where the sewer will be done and when it will be done. So it is as serious as that, Mr. Speaker.
So, Chairperson, that tells you that completion, honorable members, completion of projects is one thing. As to its usability, is not part of what you are thinking about. Looks like you are far much ahead. The engineer's work is to construct the building and handover and make provision for discharge of water and connection to the main sewer. Now, the responsibility of the main sewer in Watertown is not the responsibility of the housing. It means then therefore the houses cannot be occupied if there is not wastewater management system. Then there must be a cooperation then between the county government and the national government in answering the question that you are referring to. In terms of boreholes and water, fine. Honorable Gisungi has told you that if you consume 100 liters, you will discharge through the water system and through your body again back to the system 80% of that water in that infrastructure. So, Chairperson, get the answers within the next 14 days. Invite, and you have the committee, but more importantly, the question of sewer can be answered by the Department on Infrastructure, Housing, and the Department on Water. If you ask for the designs for the sewer from the Department on Water, they will give you an answer. So write directly to that department, and they will be able, or invite both executive committee members to appear, or the executive committee member, the CEO, whoever they are, you will get an answer within 14 days. Chairperson Committee on Lands, to respond to statement requested to us on March by member for Bunge Ward regarding grabbing of public utility. You have a response? It's your turn. Honorable member.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the department had given some timeline. I looked at the response, Mr. Speaker, and I have an issue with some timeline, which is stated there in that statement, that they were supposed to do public awareness so that they can start implementation of the project. However, Mr. Speaker, when I engaged the CEO, when I engaged the CEO, he stated that he is not aware of the given timeline, which is tomorrow, when they were supposed to have public awareness. And he insisted that the Mbonike municipality manager is the one who responded, who gave that response. So, Mr. Speaker, that date, that tomorrow's timeline is non-committal, and the CEO is not aware. So I request you, Speaker, to give the committee up to Wednesday afternoon so that they can respond conclusively whether tomorrow they were able to address that issue with the timeline of tomorrow that they have given in that response. So allow the committee to respond on Wednesday afternoon.
So in other words, the document that has been presented is from the municipality manager, and you're also mentioning CEO. Take note that executive committee members take responsibility, not chief officers, unless they are communicating for. And therefore, chairperson, may you get a substantive answer to this. Ask the executive committee member to do so at 2:30 on Wednesday. We expect a response. Chairperson, Committee on Devolution, to respond to statement as requested by member Fuka Koya regarding Ina Menes in Kilimani Ward. and devolution. No, the members can excuse themselves from the sitting of the committee. Now that you had started, did you request information? Did you request information from the executive committee member? I'm told that the information was sought. The reason as why this matter was diverted to devolution administration is because also the Committee on Environment that particular day, there was a lot of push and pull and no one. So this is what you do, Chairperson. Since directions were given that time and there were reasons to that, a response was sourced. It is before you. If you write it to the executive committee member for devolution, for purposes of collective level, they will source and give you that answer. May we consider to finalize this matter? Otherwise, if we keep people chasing left and right, time is moving. Yes. Fair. Chairperson, Committee on Budget and Appropriation, on the project implementation of the headquarter projects by member for Mulala Emali, deferred Chairperson, Committee on Environment and Climate Change, to respond to statement number 28 as requested by member for Water and Sewer regarding clearing of undeveloped plots within Watertown. Chairperson of the Environment. Vice Chair.
Speaker, sir, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 53 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby rise to give response to the
Chairperson, why don't you just take us to the questions and answers? Simple.
Yes, the questions are, the Speaker, arising from the above, the member requested for the clarification of the following issues: whether the department is aware of the uncleared bushes in plots within the town. 2, what action has been taken on the affected plots owners, and when the said plots will be cleared. So, Speaker, sir, the committee engaged the ECM via letter, and here are the responses as per the questions. The committee wishes to respond as below: whether the department is aware of the uncleared bushes in plots within the town. Yes, the department was aware of uncleared bush plots within the Watertown, particularly in Milimani Estate and along informal pedestrian corridors such as Slaughter, Acacia, and Westlands. This has been confirmed through complaints filed by residents, Nyumbakumi representatives, and religious institutions, including audio clips, as well as physical inspections conducted by the Municipal Environment, Surveyor, and Social Development Officers. 2, what action has been taken on the affected plot owners? Site inspections were conducted on 14th August 2025, where it was confirmed that bushy and developed plots were contributing to insecurity, vandalism, and harboring of criminals. The plot owners had violated the provisions of Physical and Land Use Planning Act 2019, the County Environment Policy, and the Public Health Act Cap 242, which mandate landowners to maintain their premises in a clean, safe, and secure conditions. The following actions were undertaken: mapping of all undeveloped and bush parcels in the affected corridor, with the ownership details was retrieved from the county records, and the plot owners issued of improvement notices to plot owners and directing them to clear bushes within 30 days. 2, integration of lighting and surveillance measures along the pedestrian corridors to improve urban safety. 3, continuous joint inspections by environment, planning, surveys, and social services teams. Finally, when the said plots will be cleared, the department issued improvement notices to plot owners directing them to clear bushes within 30 days. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That's the response.
Honorable Maraso. Honorable Mateso. Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied?
Why I raised this statement is because of the security of my people, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what has been done here is they have mentioned what will be done, but actually, Mr. Speaker, it's also very important to see from this statement those notices that were issued to the concerned plot owners, Mr. Speaker. Because, Mr. Speaker, it's from the notice when you can actually know there is action, Mr. Speaker. So we need to know how many plots are actually to be cleared and how many notices were issued and which particular estate, Mr. Speaker. Because there are those estates that are actually bushy, Mr. Speaker, and have become actually out for these gangs, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, this is what we need to hear, Mr. Speaker.
Fair enough. Chairperson. Yes?
As a committee, we deal with the questions which are raised by that time. And the issue is, we did not actually give mutually exclusivity in terms of giving the notices. In his questions, he did not state he would wish to see the number of notices to be given to other plot owners. But we have issued, there's a letter attached to that. So in this context now, we should be actually talking about, has it been implemented? If it has not been implemented, he reports to the committee.
Was there a timeline given?
Come again?
Timeline given?
Yes, 30 days.
30 days. From when?
From the time of the notice.
That letter, which is when?
I need to check. From 7th of October.
27th of October?
I think that's the time when the notice went to the people.
That days will be when? 27th of?
That should be 7th in November. So at least he should be able to.
Yeah, within time.
Yes, so he needs to walk around and tell us whether this has been done or not.
The statement is deferred on Bumateso. Timeline is not expired. Please, can you get information so that when you resume, you tell us whether it has been done or not? Is that in order? Yes. Chairperson, next order. Honorable members, in the next order are motions. Quite a number of motions. We have 2 minutes left. Yes. Refer to notices.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson Committee on Implementation to give a notice of motion, followed by Chairperson Committee on Powers and Privileges, followed by Chairperson Committee on Communication, and Chairperson Committee on Finance. No, not Finance. Committee on Implementation, yes.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion that this Assembly adopts the yearly progress report of the Committee on Implementation for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 17th November 2025. I thank you.
Chairperson Committee on Powers and Privileges. Chairperson Committee on Selection. You'll give it tomorrow. Chairperson Committee on Communication and Broadcasting. Communication and Broadcasting. Chairperson Committee on Water. Ever available.
Honorable Speaker, sir.
No excuses.
I beg to give notice.
You get an answer.
Yes. Honorable Speaker, sir, I am beg to give notice of the following motion that this Assembly adopts the report on the Committee on Water, Sanitation and Irrigation on the statement regarding the water tariffs hike by Kimoasco laid on the table of the Assembly on 17th November 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson Committee on Special Interests.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Special Interests on the oversight on support to the elderly persons in the county, conducted on 4th and 5th September 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 17th November 2025. I thank you, sir.
Chairperson, Committee on Implementation of the AFIL Progress Report. Implementation. Not ready? Notice. You laid a paper.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Assembly adopts the half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Implementation for the period January to June 2025, laid on the table of the Assembly on 17th November 2025. Thank you, sir.
Honorable members, that brings us to the end of business this afternoon. Our time now being 17:00 hours. The Assembly stands adjourned until tomorrow, Tuesday, 18th of November, 2025 at 09:30 hours.